welcome. Good to see you all. If this is your first time here, it is Bold TV. Anyway, so this is a storytelling channel. I basically do book reviews, and there are more. I'm working on other programs, should I say? And once we get to that, I'll keep you guys posted. For now, I'm just gonna go back to this book that we've been reviewing. This book is actually a bestseller on Amazon. I have few books that are actually bestsellers on Amazon right now. And the title of this book is Things Your Domestic Workers Will Love to Tell You, but They Will Not. And in previous videos, I gave you a few examples of what these domestic workers are saying, about, the families or the companies that they work for and with, okay? And so today I'm just gonna ask, I know if you had nannies or domestic workers, or you had a caregiver that comes to your house either to help your household, your elderly parents, or maybe nanny to take care of kids and whatnot. I'm sure you have stories of when something went wrong with them, or they did something unpleasant, or a situation that that was, I guess, distasteful, or something that they did you are not happy about. Some of the examples I gave in previous videos is having a nanny that steals, or a caregiver that steals. There are those that actually they are domestic workers. They are supposed to come and help you with the mess, but they end up making the mess themselves. So what do you do? Have you ever fired a domestic worker? Have you ever fired a nanny? The reason I'm asking this is if you had fired or discharged your nanny, or a caregiver, or even a domestic worker, do you bring them back? Have you ever tried to bring them back? Because there's a story, actually, not in this book, something that I saw on social media. This guy overseas, this landlord overseas, he has a very big home, and he had someone that he had a gardener, but the gardener also does household chores and helping around the house, obviously, some domestic work and whatnot. His family lives overseas, and it is only him and the gardener that the gardener helps him to take care of the home, doing things like of course taking care of the garden, laundry and whatnot. And every time he travels, apparently this gardener will sell some of the items in the house. And this particular day, he decided to actually sell everything, and he was selling fridge. And apparently those were very expensive fridge, and he was asking for buyers. And of course, one of the neighbors in the estate noticed that when she came, of course, to see the fridge that was being sold, he noticed that it was a very expensive fridge, and it was fairly new. And of course, she was surprised and asked the gardener, "Why are you selling these things?" And he was like, "No, my boss want us to get rid of few things, because he's going to be upgrading, bringing, of course, buying new stuff from overseas." So of course, this particular neighbor, so it fit that he's going to call, of course, the homeowner, the landlord, or the boss. And of course, he called the boss and said, "Hey, I noticed that you are selling everything in the house. Your gardener here say that, of course, you want to upgrade. And the fridge is quite new, and the price he's asking is too low. Are you sure you are really selling these items?" And the landlord was like, I guess the homeowner, because of course, on mainly this parts of the world, mainly back home, most people own their home. Usually it's not like overseas you can get a mortgage. Back home, people own. If you cannot afford to buy a home, then you don't have a home. If you cannot you cannot afford. Pardon me. If you cannot afford to build one, then you don't have a home. Basically, they do have mortgage program, but it's not as pronounced as here. So back to the story, and of course, and the boss said that no, I never told my gardener to sell anything. In fact, we are not upgrading. Everything in the house were fairly new. So no, 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 no. I am not selling my fridges and I'm not selling anything in the house. And of course, the lady was shocked. It's like, wow, okay. So you better come back and take care of your home. It's like, no, I'm actually landing tomorrow. So anyways, and he told the neighbor that please don't tell my gardener that I'm arriving tomorrow, because I just want to surprise him. I want to see what's going on. Why will he sell my household, of course, stuff? So anyways, the following day the landlord arrived and he found a lot of people, of course, buyers, people that are coming to buy some of the, some of his furnitures. And of course, when his gardener saw him, he was very shocked. And then he asked the gardener, what's going on? How come there are so many people in the house? And some of the people were saying, oh no, sorry, we were just here to carry some of the things that we came to buy. And then he asked the gardener, so why are you selling anything? Why are you selling my furniture? Why are you selling things, things from the house? And then he was like, oh, I needed some money. And then his boss told him that, listen, you called me 2 days ago. You said that you wanted 100,000 for your mom. That is, by the way, 100,000. Not $100,000, obviously. And so it's like, why are you selling my stuff? So of course, and the neighbors were like, what do you mean? And it's like, yeah, I'm the landlord, I'm the homeowner, and I'm not selling anything. This boy here is my gardener. And if he had given you any money, I don't know, it's between you and him, you are not carrying anything out of here. So of course, some of the buyers started asking for their money. Some of them got angry and started, to hit the boy. And the landlord said, no, don't hit him, have him sit on the floor. So anyways, they started, he decided on what to do with the gardener. But the question is, do you fire your caregiver at that point? If it's your domestic worker, do you fire them or do you discipline them? How do you handle it? Okay, because it is very common that you bring strangers in your house to come and help take care of the mess, but they actually end up making the mess. And some of the mess that they do is, of course, stealing is one of them. Some of them, actually, if there's nobody at home, of course, there is no one that's gonna supervise them or see what they are doing. They will not, do a really good job, because some of them actually hate their job. They don't like to do domestic work. They are only doing it for the money. Only a handful that actually do a proper work, a proper job, because they enjoy doing it. And some people actually see cleaning as therapeutic. I myself, I find cleaning very therapeutic, So why am I telling this story? I'm telling this story is just some of the expectation that if you have never had a caregiver, what to expect. Some of the expectation is that things are not going to be all rosy. Expect that some of them will steal. Expect that there are stories of caregivers actually taking over the home, basically sometimes becoming the mistress, sometimes will be messing around with the boyfriend or the husband or what have you, or the partner. There are stories of these things happening, and you will notice that some of them will start disrespecting you as well as the mom or the lady of the house, and that is because they are messing around, right? So they become disrespectful, to some extent, to the lady of the house, as I said earlier. They come late. Those are some of the expectations, and it's not like one-off late. Sometimes it's actually a habit. Some of them are very interesting characters as well. Some of them are not really, they don't shower, okay? The moment they come into the house, of course, the air changes. Those are some of the expectations. So my experience is don't rush into signing a long contract with your either a caregiver, domestic workers, or whatnot. I will leave it short, and also keep renewing it, keep reviewing it, keep looking at if they are going to maintain certain level of professionalism, and also continuing to do their job as per expectation. Also, the importance of remaining a professional is that when you cross the line and they are not that professional anymore, they are going to be lenient on you, and they're not going to do things. And some of them might actually start, disrespecting you because they think your relationship is not anything as in boss and a worker. So that respect needs to be maintained, and just keep it professional, and don't get into too attached. And there are some people that mentioned in this book is that keep changing caregivers. Don't keep one caregiver forever, unless you're able to maintain that professionalism for a very long time. But if you know you're going to cross the line, just keep changing. And if you are getting them from an agency, so don't keep them for a very long time. Just keep rotating as well. You can do rotation. Have this one maybe come for 3, 4, or 5, maybe even 6 months or 1 year, and then you can rotate with someone else. Just don't have like a permanent contract and with them, because you don't know. Maybe things might not work out. And there is a tendency that I've learned. I did a few interviews when I worked as a manager. What I've noticed is that some people are really good at interviewing, but then they are not really good at the job. And some people are actually not that great during interviewing, but they are excellent workers, right? So just keep that in mind. So someone might come in an interview them, and they are getting everything with flying colors. They are passing everything in flying colors. Don't make assumption that they are going to be one of the best caregivers for you. No. Sometimes it is the case, but in most cases it is not the case. Anyways, guys, so that is it for now. So the question I was asking is, if your caregiver mess up, if your domestic worker mess up, big time, not like this minor mess up that you can correct them and you guys can move on. But if it's a big time mess up, do you forgive them? Do you suspend them? Do you fire them? What do you do? Anyways, that is it for now, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care. Bye.